Hi, my name is Olga Silchuk, and today I will take a few minutes out of your day to talk to you about one of the special occasions that happened in my life. So, although moving on to bigger and better things can be an absolutely terrifying thing to do, the opportunities and outcomes may surprise you. Moving is a big and nerve-wracking step in any young child's life, but I myself overcame this dramatic fear when I moved to the US with my family. Uh, as new and scary as new and scary moving is, the nervousness is unspoken of when the move isn't just to another neighborhood or state, but a whole other country. I could not begin to explain the fear, excitement, and little sense of anxiety I felt when I began to imagine myself in America, or the land of opportunities as we called it at home. When I was only 9 years old, my family surprised me out of the blue by telling me in less than a week we would be moving to America. Never have I ever gotten such news. The only news us kids would get about traveling is when we would go to visit our grandma and grandpa, so this really took our breaths away. Sitting in my bedroom, which I shared with both my brother and sister, I hear my mom come in to tell us the astonishing news. Right away, the words, "Make sure you start packing your bags soon. We're leaving for America in a week," run in my head over and over and over again. My head began to spin. Just like any 9-year-old, I was terrified to leave my friends, learn a new language, and become accustomed to a whole new world that was outside of my hometown Koval. After a long conversation with my mom, grandpa, sister, and brother, mom explained to us how this came about. As we already knew, 6 out of my dad's 7 siblings were already living in the US, and he has been back and forth visiting them over and over again over the years. Every time my dad visited them, he saw how great this country was and decided to gift his family with an amazing future and opportunities. After several tries, my dad won a lottery with the prize of a green card. Due to this, we were able to get our whole family out of Ukraine to begin our new journey. Packing all my things into boxes and suitcases brought fear, nervousness, and excitement all at once. While packing, all I was doing was daydreaming about America and hoping that it was the same as I saw it in movies. The process was more than just taking boxes and putting my childhood and memories in them. We visited almost all of our family, and we have huge families, in less than a week. Final goodbyes were said, tears were shed, and hearts were broken. At the age of 9, I would never experienced a heartbreak until the day I had to say goodbye to my closest friends and relatives. In our little neighborhood, I had built so many strong relationships with all of my friends, their parents, our neighbors, and so on. Our whole lives were in Ukraine. Finally, the airport process and flight was not all that my family and I were expecting. We tried to fly out to America a total of 3 times, but we could not due to the complications. One of the complications involved my dad. He had already flown out before we had left Ukraine. And in order for us kids to leave the country, both of the parents had to be present in the airport to take us, or the dad and the mom both had to sign a form that says that we can leave the country. And my dad was not there. Finally, after a few days, my dad had signed the form and mailed it back to us from the US to Ukraine. And before we knew it, we were on the plane to the US. Seeing the lights in Sioux Falls, South Dakota as we were landing was life-changing. Never had we seen such color, such cleanliness in a city, and such updated technology and utilities on the street. Finally, the first house we stepped our feet into in this country didn't fail to amaze us, as the rest of our lives here. Running around my uncle's house, we could not believe that we were actually in the US. The same day we tried pop for the very first time. That's how I learned that I love Dr. Pepper. Rode in a nice car and ate new foods, and so much more. So in conclusion, although the process and move on its own was nerve-wracking and scary, and also sad, I could not be happier as to where we ended up. And although moving to a bigger and better things can be absolutely terrifying, the opportunities and outcomes may surprise you.